Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat from a Hat. I'm your host, Josh Brown, along with my co-host,
Caleb Luther.
And Caleb, we are back with another episode of Chat from a Hat. Caleb, how's your week, buddy? How's your week?
It's going pretty good, pretty eventful work-wise. How's your week going?
Very eventful work-wise. Today was my Friday, so I'm enjoying having tomorrow and Friday off. So.
What a coincidence. Not me.
I'm sorry, my friend.
It's okay. It's not like I have like the most difficult thing to do with work because I don't.
You've been painting a lot. You've been painting a lot.
Not today or tomorrow though.
Well, that's good.
Just standard boring stuff. The next 2 days. Not boring stuff, but not the stuff that hurts your muscles and bones and stuff.
A lot of sitting around.
Sitting around talking and stuff. You know.
Well, so Caleb, we've had quite an eventful few weeks. We haven't had a chance to really catch up as far as the podcast goes and do our little catch-up segments because we've been doing a few special episodes here and there. But we did get to finally go see Evil Dead Rise Sunday after it came out, or Saturday after it came out. Saturday. Caleb, what'd you think about Evil Dead Rise?
I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Very, very gory, which is expected in an Evil Dead movie. I think it took a little bit to get going. I think it took I didn't love the beginning, but I'd say after I'd say by the time I got to the second act, it really took off. But I didn't love the actual very end. I thought the movie wrapped up, but then it had an ending. To sort of tie together the beginning, which were my least favorite things about the movie. But all in all, even with me liking this movie and thinking that it's super solid, it was probably my least favorite Evil Dead movie. And that's not because it's like the most different, because it aside from Army of Darkness, in terms of like its setting, it is the most different Evil Dead movie. But it was probably my least favorite. I thought that the attempts at emotional resonance didn't necessarily work for me. Also had to pee the whole movie, which did not help. It was because I was like, I can't get too invested in this thing, because if I get too invested, I'm going to get really excited and pee on myself. Yeah. So what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was good. I enjoyed a lot of it. Like you said, we had the general thought of it wasn't as gory as 2013 when we came out. It was close. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't as in
I thought
your
the climax
face.
was almost as gory as the climax was radical. Yeah. It was sick. Yeah. But probably still not as gory as the climax of 2013, which was just like whoa. Yeah. I could see why they had to push this down from an NC-17 rating. Yeah.
But I liked it. I thought it was good. I'm like you though. I thought the first 20-30 minutes was It
took a little bit, there's some character building, but, I guess I don't care that much about character building and an Evil Dead related thing, with the exception of Ash versus Evil Dead. That's the one thing, because it's a series, so you better have some character building, because you're going to have 3 seasons of story to tell.
Right.
But when it comes to the movies, I'm like, you know what? These people are going to become deadites here in about 10 minutes. Yeah. They might not make it. Yeah. Who knows? I'm in it for the practical effects and gore, and I think it delivered. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, and it comes out digitally pretty soon, and I'm excited to watch it again. Yeah, whenever I can take pee breaks, because man, I had to pee. It's crazy because I literally peed 5 minutes before the trailer started. And then, almost the second the movie started, I was like, oh no, what is this feeling in my bladder? I was like, do I have to pee? And it just gradually got worse. I was like, oh no.
It was all that you drank before
that green tea and lemonade, which bamboozled. Didn't even know it had lemonade in it. Starbucks, curse you, never going back. It was a good drink, though.
Well, Caleb, I want to step back for a moment and let you talk about Beau is Afraid, because you have a lot to say.
Well, our initial plan was to go watch Beau is Afraid on Saturday, which we're going to tie into our Record Store Day stuff here in a little bit. But we plan on watching Beau is Afraid, but no theater in West Virginia got Beau is Afraid last week, which was so infuriating. Yeah. That was probably my most anticipated movie. Despite sort of mixed reception, the positive stuff was so glowing that I was like, oh, this is made for me. This is the weird thing made for me. And didn't get it. Luckily, some theaters are getting it this week, and I'm gonna go be able to catch it. You're gonna be out of town, but I'm gonna go catch it on Friday with some friends. Initially, I thought A24 was out of their mind. I was like, why are they releasing this in so few theaters? Less than 1,000 theaters. In comparison, Evil Dead Rise was in, I think, 2,000 plus theaters, and Super Mario Brothers was in 4,000 theaters. Man,
that's insane.
What are they thinking? 900. But then I got to thinking, it still cracked the top 10. It only made $2.5 million, but it got number 9. And there really hasn't been much negative backlash to it. There was no cinema score because it wasn't released in enough theaters. So that defeats the F cinema score, which we all kind of feared that it was going to get. And its audience score is still above a 70, which is higher than, if I'm not mistaken, that's higher than both Hereditary and Midsummer, which are wildly more popular movies because they were thrown into the mainstream. So I think if they would have just launched this into the mainstream like I thought they were going to,
right,
it would have got that Mother treatment with the F Cinema score and like a 40 audience score, because more people by default would be like, oh, this is playing at the theater. It's made by this guy. Let's check it out. And they'd be like, what on earth is this? I think that they purposely,
Hollywood
A24 purposely, knowing that they weren't going to be able to make a lot of money on it, specifically catered to the audience that they wanted to cater to. So it's still going to have some people not like it. It's not going to be everybody's thing. I haven't seen it yet. I don't even know. But I think that in terms of defeating that negative backlash, they've made a good, the right decision. You know, there's going to be more people watch it this week because it is expanding, but I still think after the first week when it's out, that negative backlash is gone. It's going to make like $15 million in the box office tops, and that's what it is. They're okay with that. So I'm excited. That is still my most anticipated movie. I cannot wait to watch that. I know that it's weird. I know that it's weird as hell. I know some things that happen in it just because I remember reading the script. And I'd heard that they kept some of those things in the script. Like, oh man, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see that on the big screen. So yeah.
Well, speaking of backlash and negative backlash, all of the listeners that we gained the past few weeks, we're about to lose them very quickly.
We don't know what our listening demographic is necessarily. So maybe they'll be with us.
That's true. We have to talk about the controversy around the Morgan Wallen situation.
Yeah.
We have to talk about it because as musicians ourselves, we've never played to 60,000 people, but
I don't know how that feels.
we've played to enough people to know that you never cancel your concerts the day of unless it is an emergency. Mm-hmm. And especially if it's an emergency that's out of your control, it's forgiven. Mm-hmm. However, rumor, we will say that lightly, rumor.
Yeah, it's the talk of the town.
Is the talk of the town that Morgan Wallen was so drunk that he had to be rushed to the hospital and have his stomach pumped instead of taking the stage.
Yeah, which it's possible. Who knows? That might have happened. You know, we've seen some photos that seem credible, but who knows? With today's technology, who knows?
Here's my thing. Do I care that he canceled his concert? No. Here's why I don't. I'm not a Morgan Wallen fan. I don't care whether or not you cancel your concert or not. I don't care whether or not you go to a Morgan Wallen concert or whatever. That's not my gripe.
Yeah.
My gripe about it is the fact that you knowingly that you weren't going to take the stage, you allowed all of these people to come into this arena. They bought alcohol, they bought merch, and did all of these things to come to this show and spent all of this money at the show, and then you canceled the show right before you were supposed to take the stage. Now, people on social media and stuff are going to say, well, he refunded the concert tickets and he refunded all this money. That's fine. Good on him. I'm glad he did. However, he still allowed these people to come in to this arena and buy his merchandise, which he keeps the majority of, because that's how artists make their money today, is their merch. So to me, he's just as much a piece of garbage as he was before he canceled the show. I'm sorry.
I guess the merch thing doesn't bother me that much because they were definitely going to buy the merch regardless. So they're still walking away with the merch that they were going to buy to begin with. But it would be a lot nicer, obviously, if they would have canceled it at a more timely hour.
Right.
Because I've seen artists that have actually lost their voice maybe before the show even started, but went out there and performed and didn't perform all the stuff that they planned on performing. Right. And they even told the audience, "Hey guys, it's like I cannot go any longer. I've performed as much as my voice can take."
Right.
And he didn't even do that, and which is whatever. I don't know how it feels to play a big tour like that, play 2+ hours every night. So I don't know how it feels, but yeah, ultimately I don't like Morgan Wallen. I don't like him at all. Like, I don't like him as a person, don't like his music, so it's hard for me to even like care about any of this. But yeah, it does suck. It's a sucky situation, and if those rumors of those pictures stuff is true, then that especially sucks.
Right. Well, to me, it's the one thing of, and the reason why I say merch and everything like that, and you're right. People were going to buy that anyway. Yeah. However, my argument about it is the fact that you could have canceled the show, refunded the money, and ate the loss of, or even rescheduled the concert. You could have rescheduled the concert. He didn't. He flat out just canceled it, gave everybody their money back. But instead of canceling it at a timely hour, he still allowed people to come into the... Yeah. So he still left with money.
The way that he went about it, it made it seem like the show was definitely still going on.
Right. That the show is definitely still going to go on, and he didn't eat the loss as much as he was going to eat
the way that it may seem is that the show was going to go on, but he was nowhere to be found because of this other stuff that was happening, not because of his voice. Who knows? I guess we'll never completely know the truth behind that. But yeah, I've seen posts. Of course, you got the people saying like this is all the money I spent on this and this, and then I'm like, man, that's your own fault right there. Like spending all this money for basically a costume to wear,
costume and airlines and hotels and stuff. You were going to pay that anyway.
Man, I don't know about you, man, but whenever I go to a show, I just go to that. I could go to a show, I wear whatever clothes that I have, that I already have, that maybe I spent money on a year ago. I make it work. I make it all work. I don't make it out to be some event. I'm going to watch that artist. I'm not making the show necessarily about me, because it ain't. No one's gonna know. No one's gonna know that I was even there.
Yeah.
You talk about the one time that I purposely wore a Kate Bush shirt to go watch Cursive because I knew that Tim Casher of Cursive was gonna call me out, and he did.
And he did.
He said
he did.
That's a
cool shirt.
Stuck his thumb at me like that's a cool Kate Bush shirt. I was like, yeah, I know. That's why I wore it. That's a little different though.
Yeah.
I didn't buy that shirt just for him. But I had it, and I was like,
I'm going to wear this shirt.
I'm going to wear this $25 shirt that I bought months and months ago. But yeah, that's just whenever people like blame Morgan Wallen for all the money that they spent that Morgan Wallen had no control over. I'm like, I don't care. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't like the guy. Don't like his music.
I don't like the guy either.
And I dare to say I maybe don't even like his fan base. Who knows?
Welcome new listeners.
I have a hard time if someone like really loves his music, I'm like, I don't know if I can trust that person.
Wow.
There's not many artists I feel that way about, but I truly just do not like him. And he's so popular. I'm just like, oh no, I don't like him at all. But what can you do? Lost his voice. Bless his heart.
Bless his
heart.
Bless his country loving heart.
Love his country. Love his gas station attendant looking heart. Nothing his gas station did, but he does look like just a dude from like down the road. Well. So yeah, maybe that's the charm. It's like he just looks like little Jimmy from down the road. Like, sure.
You tell him,
Morgan.
Oh my God. Well, Caleb, enough about Morgan Wallen. We've spent more time than we should talk about it.
That's the only time I'm ever going to talk about it on the show, with the exception of maybe another time in case we pull this other topic out of a hat. Then I'll definitely talk about it.
I know exactly what topic
you know that topic
too. Well, Caleb, 2 weeks ago we did the Taylor Swift draft episode, and it's one of our most listened episodes.
For how many weeks it's been up?
Yes. And we got some good feedback on that episode too. We got called a bunch of idiots. We got called.
I didn't see that. Nobody said that.
Well, nobody said that to you.
Nobody said that to me.
Nobody said that to you. Casey King called us idiots, but that's okay.
Well, I don't care. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care what anybody thinks about my Taylor Swift opinions, because I don't really like her. So I don't care.
Our biggest gripe that people had was no one drafted blank space. And honestly, everyone that has said anything about the episode, that was their biggest argument, is how could you not draft blank space?
A simple answer for that. I don't like it. Don't like the song. I don't. Yeah, I just think it's completely average, and it's a single, guys. Gosh, who drafts singles? I drafted a couple. I drafted a couple singles.
You did
I drafted a couple singles, but I just don't. I don't love that song.
I don't love that song.
Yet again, let me reiterate. I am not a Taylor Swift fan, so it makes sense why I got the least amount of votes, because the songs that I like clearly doesn't resonate that much with Taylor Swift fans.
Speaking of least amount of votes, of course, the results. Nancy won, of course.
It seems that way.
Seems that way.
On TikTok, we only got 4 votes, so you got the most. You got 2. I got 1. Nancy got 1. So that really didn't change the outcome.
Nancy in Facebook world,
I think she got the most.
Beat the tar off of us.
She beat you by a few, but me by a lot.
But
I only got 3 votes.
So round of applause for Nancy! Yay!
Sure, yeah,
yay! The Swiftie won! Yay! Moving on.
Yeah.
So last week, We talked at the Heart launch party
In Williamson.
And man, we had a lot of fun.
That was
night.
good.
That was a
turned
fun
out
episode.
to be really good, a really fun episode, and informative when it comes to local artists, especially.
We had quite a lot of people on. We had seven guests on that episode. It's only about an hour. Go check it out. You get to hear a lot about art in Southern West Virginia. Yeah. At their launch party for their collective that they're getting together of artists and sort of like making a coalition of artists in Southern West Virginia. Hoping a lot of good things come out of that, and I hope honestly that is something that we will be able to do again, and possibly talk to see even more artists and up and coming artists as well, because there was quite a lot. You can check out the pictures on their Facebook page. There was a lot of people there just doing anything that they could with art, and it was really cool to see, and I'm really glad that something like that is happening here in Southern West Virginia for sure.
Oh yeah, me too. That was a lot of fun. It was an episode that was not even remotely about us, and it worked for the better because of that. We just let people. Well, we asked questions, but it just became organic conversations with people that we necessarily don't know that well and people that we know quite well. Yeah. And
we were just pretty much the moderators of that.
It was all very fun, and they had good food there, and it was just a lot of fun. Can't wait for another opportunity to be able to do something
that'll be
that.
If they have any more parties, even if we're not involved in a podcast setting, that would be something to do, because it's cool. It was really cool to see everybody.
We'll have a pretend podcast.
Yeah, we'll have a pretend podcast. We'll just walk around with a phone and be like, talk.
Microphones that aren't even hooked up. Because it's like, who's your favorite artist?
Oh God, I hate you. Well, that leads us, Caleb, to last Saturday. We had our, you and I went to and Nancy and our friend Erica went to our very first record store day.
Early. We woke up I woke up at 5:15.
Yeah, we woke up at 5 o'clock to go to record store day to try and get the records that we wanted.
It was a good idea.
It was a good idea. Because let me tell you something, folks. Anybody that's listening abroad, I'm sure your record store day is huge and around the blocks and everything like that. But we're from little Southern West Virginia, and for us, a block around, like a line around the block to us is huge.
Hell yeah.
And people were lined up at least.
There was at least 60 people in front of us. If that.
I would say more than that.
Yeah, maybe.
There was probably close
80.
to 80. So there was about 80 people in front of us. We all went for a particular record, and I can honestly say that we all left with the records that we want.
Yeah,
which was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good idea ultimately, because listen, I have zero knowledge of what records really go for it whenever they sell out, and I saw that an indie rock band that I really love called the Dismemberment Plan was doing a reissue of an album that they put out in 2001 called Change, which they had put out this particular issue in 2014, sold out. I was like, I'll go get that. I'll probably have a good chance of getting it. It's Charleston. It seemed like most people was there for the Taylor Swift. And
we'll talk about that.
It turns out that was true, but we got in there and there was 2 copies of the album that I wanted. It's likely nobody had picked it up yet. Right. So I'm glad that I got it. Then later that weekend, I was looking up the prices on Discog. And man, that thing, it costs like $150 to $250 in near mint or mint condition. I was like, man, I lucked out because I got this for $35.
Yeah,
and I guess that just goes to show, like, when something is so rare.
Yeah.
Even though the artist isn't like that well known, the fan base is niche enough to where that album the price can go up quite a bit after it sells out. So very glad that I picked that up.
Well, the thing of it was that we went to Sullivan's Records in Charleston. It's on Capitol Street. We've been there a few times, but we had never went. It's a great store.
Yeah.
But we had never went for record store day, and they had about, I would say, probably around 60, 65 copies of the Taylor Swift vinyl. Would you say? By the time we got up there, there were 8 copies left.
7 or 8.
There's 7 or 8 copies left. But luckily, we were able to get that vinyl. Luckily, was able to get the last Amanda Shires and Jason Isbell record. We were lucky to get the other Amanda Shires record, the only copy, and the last copy of Eric Carr's Rockology that I was so hopeful to get, and we were able to get all of those. So, not a sponsor, but go check out Sullivan's Records if you're in West Virginia. If you're in Southern West Virginia, go check that out. They are an awesome place.
Even aside from Record Store Day, because I even spent like about 10 minutes, because I want to get out, because they were only letting a certain amount of people in, so I want to get in and get out. But I checked out what records they had that were non-record store release days, and since we've been there like a few weeks back, they'd already gotten more stuff. Like, because last time I was there, I picked up an Elliott Smith album, Figure 8, and they'd already restocked that and got a few more Elliott Smith albums. Like, man, like how many places in West Virginia can you pick up just a Elliott Smith record like this?
But
and,
but side note real quick of how they did Record Store Day. Like you were talking about, they were only letting a few people in at a time. They were taking orders at 7 and getting people in the front for the first few people in the front of the line that were there so they could go ahead and get their stuff and go on about their day. But they were only letting a few people in the store, which I had heard that some other record stores in around the area was chaos. Yeah. It was safe. People were not knocking people over to get to records. It was a first come, first serve, and everything Record Store Day was over in a corner, and they were only letting 4 and 5 people in at a time to go over to the Record Store Day stuff. Mm-hmm. That was awesome to me.
It was good.
That you were able to take your time, browse what you wanted, and not have to worry about getting knocked over to get a Taylor Swift record.
Yeah.
So, round of applause to Sullivan's Records for that. And
very cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Caleb, we've spent about 20 minutes talking about catching up and things like that, which is shocking.
Enough of that stuff.
Enough of that. Let's move on to today's topic. Today's topic, we are ranking fast food places.
A tier ranking, which is something that we haven't done. I don't think I've ever done like a tier ranking. Maybe aside
I've never
from
done a tier ranking.
Doing like something like a visual on Facebook that shows,
yes.
Here's my tier ranking of these particular bands or whatever.
Yeah.
And people just be like, you're wrong.
You're wrong, Caleb. Coheed and Cambria is an S tier band.
Radiohead is not S tier.
Radiohead is an F. Morgan Wallen is S tier. And his 40 songs that all sound the same on the last record. Anyway, okay. So, Caleb, we've kind of narrowed it down to our local establishments that we have and some establishments that I've eaten at that you haven't, but I figured I would go ahead and talk about.
There's a big chunk of fast food restaurants here.
There is.
Whether they be like just restaurants in our general location or an hour or 2 hours away, or some that are just outside of the state.
Right.
Then there's some that are strictly local. Yeah. Like we have a couple that we're throwing in here.
Yeah.
That are just maybe regional.
Yeah.
Like
might be a regional, might be like a tri-state
Southern
situation.
West Virginia. Yeah, Southern West Virginia, maybe a little bit in Kentucky.
Criteria, though, is it doesn't necessarily have to have a drive-through window. It can have a place where you park and run in and pick it up, so on and so forth. So there's a few places in here that you might think are not fast food related, but we've added them in here just to add a little flavor.
Few are questionable.
But we added them just a little flavor.
Any place that has like a wing night, like because wings come out pretty quick, I think that could be considered fast food.
Sure.
Rather than if you're just going inside the restaurant getting regular food, it could take 20 to 25 minutes.
Right.
But wings, they try to be quick with that because they prep for those kind of things. So that is kind of like fast food.
Kind of like fast food.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a list of. I have 41 items. I know you don't have 41.
34 that I've eaten at.
Okay, so that just tells you how much fast food I've accumulated in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it, but we're going to start at the top. Now, we've pulled a lot of these off of the internet and just locally that we've all thought of. So we're going to start with number 1. Caleb, number 1, the big dog, McDonald's. What would you rank McDonald's and why?
McDonald's is maybe the most popular fast food place.
It's the most popular, and I would say that it is the most widespread.
Yeah.
Because you can go 10 miles and there's another McDonald's.
Even though they look like a drab, boring.
There's a McDonald's for every Walmart.
Cafe. It looks like Starbucks now when you walk inside of the McDonald's.
Kind of does.
It does.
Kind of does, man.
It's not very kid friendly. You know, we was talking about this today at work. How like stuff that we used to have in the '90s, like the play place. I'm like, it's like regardless if it's like if sanitation wise, it's good.
Yeah.
It was still like something for kids to do.
Right.
And now it's just like, oh, it looks like Starbucks.
Yeah.
Don't love McDonald's. Okay. Don't love it. There's maybe a couple things. I think the Big Mac is one of the best fast food burgers. But other than that, they whenever they cut out salads and like grilled chicken in general, I was like, man, that hurts. That hurts me because I like to get that.
Yeah.
So McDonald's is I'm deciding between a B tier or a C tier. Honestly.
Okay.
I'll go B tier just because of how wildly popular it is, and like none of it's awful, but it's just not that great either. It's serviceable at best.
Right.
I know a lot of people are like, that's an S tier. I was like, no, not for me. It's
No,
not.
it's clearly not.
It's not
clearly
for me.
not.
So I'm putting that at B for unless I might change my mind. You may have it lower and then convince me of something. But
I'm not gonna have it lower because it's also a B for me.
Okay.
And the reason why it's a reason why it's a B for me is a lot of the sandwiches at McDonald's are bread heavy.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of I hate to say it. Where's the meat on some of these sandwiches? Like, granted, you buy a little cheeseburger, you get a piece of bread, a sliver of meat, a piece of cheese, and then it's loaded with toppings and another big fat piece of bread. Their ratios on some things are not cohesive. Now, having said that, they have said that they're going to start making their burgers better and doing more things with their burgers coming up, like caramelized onions and things like that, which I know you can't have onions.
Trying to kill me?
But they're trying to better their like McDoubles and things like that. So who knows? They may move up, but I'm with you. It's a B.
They lost me. Man, they get rid of all the best stuff. That stuff, snack wraps, grilled chicken sandwiches, and salads.
Do you remember the McShaker?
Yeah, that was like a little salad.
That was the salad that you would put the dressing in and then shake it up.
That was a thing. I don't know if I ever had one.
I never had one.
I didn't like salad. I do not like the McRib either.
The McRib is so overrated. Like, you can buy a piece, like you can buy those patties at Walmart and make a McRib sandwich yourself.
Yeah, not good.
Literally. Sorry, Gary Dammer, the McRib is overrated.
What's next?
He's not listening anyway.
What's next?
Number 2, Starbucks.
Starbucks. I'm not that knowledgeable of Starbucks. You know, we just had Starbucks Saturday, and I got a tea that deceived me. I had lemonade in it. I thought it was just green tea. So I'm not that knowledgeable. Let me see where I have it, though, because I did mark it down here somewhere.
I will say that I'm also ranking these based on what they are as well. So my ranking is going to be a ranking of a coffee establishment.
Starbucks is just like, I don't drink coffee. So that's what it is. Don't drink the stuff. The tea selection seems okay. I had a peppermint tea there one time. The scones are fine, but I'm putting it at S tier. Not S tier at all. C tier. My bad.
Jesus.
Yes.
I was getting ready to be like,
No. C tier because I had another place that's similar that had a better tea selection. So I'll rank that a little higher when we get to it.
Okay. All right. So Starbucks for me is an A, and I'll tell you why Starbucks is an A. Hot coffees, like hot black coffees, always taste burnt to me at Starbucks. Don't know why, but it just, to me, it always tastes like... No, I don't. I don't, actually. That's why I hardly ever buy a hot coffee at Starbucks, or a hot black coffee. You know me. I drink iced mochas. I'm very basic when it comes to that, or some iced equivalent, or if I'm drinking a hot drink, it's usually black. But to me, Starbucks coffee to me always tastes like it has sat in a thermos or on a hot plate for 5 hours before it comes out.
What are you getting at? You just put it at A tier. What are you doing?
Hold on.
What are you doing?
Everything, though, at Starbucks that isn't
coffee.
A straight black coffee is pretty good.
All the different kinds of drinks.
All the different kinds of drinks are good. Their refreshers are good. The iced coffees are good. They're different, just the different drinks, and some of their food's pretty good too. But straight black coffee, if we were just basing it solely on that, it would be in the F. Yeah. But I'm going to give it an A because based on everything else.
I'm just not knowledgeable enough in what I am knowledgeable on it. I C. I put a C. So C and A for Starbucks. What's next?
Number 3, Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first on Chick-fil-A?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I can't properly judge Chick-fil-A. I don't like who they are. I don't like what they stand for. And aside from that, the food is just whatever. To me, it's whatever. Like, there might be a couple things that are... I haven't had Chick-fil-A in 4 years.
Okay.
I'll be okay if I don't get it again because it's kind of screw them, if I'm being honest with you. So I put them at D tier. They're at the bottom for me. Full disclosure, I'm not gonna have any in F tier. I think that's extreme for me. But Chick-fil-A, along with maybe something else, is at the very bottom for me.
Sure.
I put it at D tier. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to get too much into it. I'm just not a fan.
Chick-fil-A for me is a D tier as well. And the reason why it's a D tier, I think it's
don't like
overrated
it?
as crap,
It
dude.
is. And like their popularity and how like jammed up their fast food lines get.
Are they
is
quick?
Crazy.
Are they quick?
They're quick.
Sure. Are they super nice at the counter?
Deceivingly
Nice. Exactly.
Don't even buy it.
Exactly. But
What are you hiding?
To me,
guy?
to me, I think their chicken sandwich is just okay.
It's not the best chicken sandwich.
It's not the best.
I prefer.
Give me the Burger King Chick King is what I want. That sandwich was awesome. Give me the Popeyes chicken sandwich. That Popeyes chicken sandwich is awesome, which we'll talk about later.
Sure.
We're going to talk about the Popeyes chicken sandwich later. But I've always thought that they are a very overrated restaurant.
It's like
the best thing about them are the waffle fries.
It's like a Southern Appalachian thing where like people have got to love it, and there's other reasons where they're like, oh yeah, I gotta love this for other reasons. But then like it's like the most basic thing, and like hey, if I know Appalachian and Southern like culture, they gotta love the most basic thing.
We have crap talked two Southern staples today. So welcome new listeners and goodbye new listeners.
Don't care
because they're not going to listen after this.
Don't
one.
like it.
You know who I bet loves Chick-fil-A?
Who?
Morgan Wallen.
I bet Chick-fil-A caters all of his tour buses.
Caleb, number 4.
What's next?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Where do I have old Taco Bell here? Where do I have it?
While you're looking,
okay.
Taco Bell for me is a C tier.
Oh, really?
It's a C tier.
Huh.
Is it affordable? Yes. However, there is only so many ways you can put meat, cheese, beans, rice, sour cream in something.
That is true.
And call it something else.
But I have it at B tier.
I
have it at B tier,
okay.
and I have it above.
Persuade me.
I have it at B tier above. It's a higher B tier than McDonald's for me.
Okay.
Because while you say that there's only so many ways, I don't think I've ever had like one thing at a Taco Bell that I'm like, I didn't love that. I mean, I didn't like that.
Anything with refried beans from Taco Bell, because refried beans from Taco Bell is terrible.
No, I don't mind it.
They're awful.
Don't mind it.
They're the worst refried
seems like
beans.
Everything that I've ever gotten at Taco Bell is either serviceable, good, and there's some stuff that I just think is flat out amazing.
The beefy crunch burrito.
It's okay.
And it's coming back.
It's a bit much, but I like it. I think that the chalupa.
Oh yeah, the chalupa.
I think that the chalupa is one of the most brilliant things to ever be invented in fast food. I think that it's so good. It's my favorite thing there. Then you got like side things like the cheesy fiesta potatoes, which are, even if they're cold, they're still kind of good.
The gordita is good too. You know what? It's a B tier. It's a B tier.
Dude, Taco Bell's good.
It's
crazy that I have that.
I'll give it to you.
It's crazy that I have that in McDonald's in the same tier. Yet I feel so much higher on Taco Bell because I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I can't explain it. But yeah, it's just not A.
And I'm going to give it also a B tier too because it is so affordable.
It used to be a lot more affordable. It's still more affordable than some of these other places. Oh yeah.
Well, you can spend $4 and get two huge burritos at Taco Bell, and then spend $4 at McDonald's and get a 6-piece chicken nugget.
Yeah.
So
what's next?
Number 5, Wendy's.
Whoa, Wendy's. Now,
Wendy's.
Now, if you know me, I'm a frequent at Wendy's. Wendy's is right in town where we live. Very easy to get to walk to from like work. Wendy's is going to be my first S tier. Wendy's is S tier to me because they just deliver. You know what?
Wendy's is also S tier to me as well.
I very rarely eat a burger at Wendy's, but every time I do, it's pretty good. I think that their chicken. I think that which they've gotten rid of the grilled chicken sandwich, but luckily they've replaced it with this new chicken wrap, which I've been getting all about. I've been getting a lot because it is big. It is big. I know it costs like $5.50 or whatever, but it's big. It's a big wrap. It's not like their past wraps or the snack wrap at McDonald's. That is a meal in itself. Aside from that, I love the oatmeal bar that they've incorporated ever since bringing in breakfast. I'm not going to judge any of these places by their breakfast.
No,
because their breakfast isn't that good.
No,
and I rarely eat breakfast at any of these places anyways. But the oatmeal bar is very good. It would make you very sick because it has cranberries inside of it.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
But while I very frequently get this because it undeniably will give me acid reflux, that spicy chicken sandwich
is on a whole other level.
S tier if I've ever. It is so good. Yeah,
It is better than freaking Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich any day.
Any
day.
I think Wendy's as a whole, their chicken sandwich selection, and even that new fish sandwich they have, they have about the best when it comes to those kind of sandwiches. Very good.
It's S tier because for me, it's S tier because I have never had anything from there that I did not like.
Same. And I get it a lot.
And
Dude, I get Wendy's.
I've never had something.
I get Wendy's once. Nowadays, I get it about once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And I usually I get that. I get that wrap.
Yeah.
I get that wrap, or I get sometimes I'll throw in the oatmeal bar.
Yeah.
You know, some days I'm like, you know what? Give me a Dave single. Or some days I'll be like, I'll look at the dollar menu and be like, I'm gonna get one of those junior burgers, and dude, don't even get me started on the junior
bacons.
I know they cost a lot more than they used to, but man, those things are always
always slapping.
I don't care if the meat patty is 1 inch big.
Yep. It's because everything
else, the tomato, the lettuce, the bacon, the mayonnaise, the bread,
fresh.
It's good.
It tastes fresh.
Wendy's,
everything that Wendy's puts on their sandwiches tastes fresh.
Wendy's is my favorite fast food place. It just is. It's just.
Maybe
it's because of how easy it is for me to get to and how frequently they deliver for me. But yeah, I'm going to choose Wendy's over most places, especially around here when there's not that big of a selection.
Right.
McDonald's is 300 yards away.
Yep.
I'm going Wendy's every time.
Yeah.
No
Agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah, the burgers, chicken sandwiches, it's
great.
It's just all great.
Love
it's
it.
all great.
I don't know if other people feel like that, but I don't care. I think
the
it's great.
worst part of Wendy's, and this is the only thing that detracts me from Wendy's, is their fries. I'm not a huge fan of their fries, but everything else makes up for
I'm
that.
not a big fan of any of the fries.
Yeah.
And I think their fries have gotten better.
They have the best sweet and sour sauce, though. I will say
they?
that much. Oh, yes.
I like their honey mustard.
Yeah, their honey mustard is banging too. They have the best barbecue sauce as well. Their sauces are the best. Their sauces are flat out.
Honestly, their spicy nuggets are good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their nuggets are pretty good. Yeah. I know.
Remember when McDonald's tried to do? Didn't McDonald's try to do spicy nuggets for like a day or something? And they were just like,
maybe.
Nah, we can't.
It won't be as good.
We can't keep up.
Wendy's is the king of the spicy chicken.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well,
that's established. Our first S tier is Wendy's. What's next?
Speaking of S tier,
S tier,
Burger King.
Josh, what are you talking about? Oh man,
Burger King is number 6.
I don't really like Burger King. Yeah, I don't really like it. I used to. There was a time.
Their chicken nuggets are deer ankles, and that's okay.
And their chicken, I don't know, man. Their chicken, every place has tried to bring out their version of the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich that has like the
pickles
and pickles on it. Yep. Man, and the Burger King one makes me sick every time. Like, it's not even that good. I know people love the original chicken sandwich that's long.
Yeah.
It ain't that good.
It ain't that good.
The Whopper is fine. There was a time when they had a burger. It was a sourdough.
The Sourdough King sandwich that actually came back not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's probably not as good. But when I was in 7th grade, they had that, and they had the Shack burger, like Shaquille O'Neal burger. That was just so good. But in my adult life now, I'm just not a fan. I'm putting it at D tier.
It's a D tier for me.
I would rather go over at the mall section where we live in Logan. There are several restaurants, and I would choose all of them over Burger King, I think.
You know one that we actually forgot to put on this list?
What?
We, I believe, forgot to put on there, and we're going to add them.
Well, yeah, add those.
We're going to add
those.
We are going to add Captain D's.
Let's do them right now.
We're going to add Captain D's
and Long John's
and Long John Silver's.
Let's do it.
I cannot believe that we
Me too. And I
forgot.
I even thought about that the other day. I was like, man, I hope we don't forget those.
So
let's do those right now.
We're going to do those right now, and this is just off the top of our head. But we got to finish Burger King. Burger King.
Oh, it's not very good. It sucks.
It's not very good. It sucks.
The breakfast sucks too.
Well.
Commercials are catchy, though.
I mean, the sausage.
Whopper.
Shut up. The sausage croissant is not bad.
Josh,
it's not bad.
Get with it now.
It's not bad.
Okay, moving on to
Captain D's.
To the seafood places. Man, I used to be so much bigger on Long John's than Captain D's. But over the last few years, I've been getting Captain D's a little bit more because there's not a Long John's here. There's one about 35 miles away, which is still good. Long John's isn't quite as good as I remember.
Right.
So I'm gonna respectfully, I'm putting Long John's in the B tier.
Okay, I'll agree.
I'm putting in the B tier, and just because it's so local and it's just so different than everything else around here, and every time I eat there, regardless if it costs $11-12, it's so much food. Mm-hmm. So I'm putting Captain D's at A tier. I really like Captain D's.
Disagree. That's okay.
I totally understand. They're both good. They're both very similar. Long John's is probably my favorite so far out of the B tier, and Captain D's is just to me it's just slightly better just because of how accessible it is to me now.
Sure,
and I still only get it once a year because if I go there, it's gonna be a lot of food, and I don't like to eat that much food, and it may make me feel like trash afterwards. But every time I get it, it's an event for me. Like here we go, I'm getting to get this big platter with shrimp and fish, and there's not a lot of other places around here that can offer that.
Right.
And it's not bad at all. So just because of that, I'm putting it a step above some of these other ones.
Okay.
Like it.
Well, Captain D's is going to go C tier for me.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And Long John Silver's is going to go B tier for me. And the
Okay.
reason why Long John Silver's inches away from Captain D's, two things. Crumbs.
The crumbs are good.
The crumbs are good, man. And the Hush Puppies. I think the Hush Puppies at Long John Silver's are better.
They probably are. I think the fries at Captain D's are better now, but both these places used to have way better fries. It seems like the fries just went down a little bit in both.
Yeah.
But especially Long John's. What's next?
Well, we left off at Burger King, so that was 7 and 8 was Captain D's and Long John Silver. So we've got the seafood out of the way now.
We did that.
Kind of.
It was important because I for the most part I love seafood. So.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. I do.
Even if it's fast food
seafood.
seafood.
Give me some sushi or some shrimp.
I'll get a fish sandwich any place.
Any day.
If there's one fish sandwich at a restaurant that's primarily steak and burger, I'm getting that fish sandwich.
So we were talking about it earlier. Number 7, Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. So that was the one I was referring to over Starbucks because I've had their donuts. It's been a long time, but we had Dunkin' Go a few weeks back, and I'm literally just judging by this one tea.
Second window, okay.
I'm just judging by this one tea that I got that was a very good herbal tea. It was a peppermint in the peppermint family, and it was so good. And that's the only thing I've had at Dunkin' in years. But just judging by that, I assume that everything else there is probably good. So I'm putting it at B tier.
And what did you put Starbucks at?
C tier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I'm just judging by the one drink I had there is better than every drink that I've had at Starbucks. So.
Dunkin' is my second S tier.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
If I got it more, I might feel like that.
I absolutely
I bet it is killer.
love Dunkin' Donuts. And here's the reason why I love Dunkin' Donuts. The drinks, you order a large coffee, like a large iced coffee. It feels like a large iced coffee. And myself, I love donuts. I do love donuts.
Sure.
And I've never had anything bad from Dunkin'. Ever.
I haven't had
anything
a
bad
Dunkin'
from Dunkin'.
donut in years, it seems. I don't even remember what it's like.
Well, the next time
We'll go back. What
we'll
other
get a
kind of
donut.
food they have?
They have breakfast foods and
croissants
stuff
and
too.
stuff like
Yeah. But I've never had anything bad from there.
We'll go next time we're in Charleston.
Yeah.
We'll go there.
So Dunkin' Donuts gets an S tier for me too.
There you go. 2
All
S
right.
tiers for you.
Caleb.
What's next?
Number 8,
Number 8.
Subway.
Ooh, Subway. This is easy.
Are you gonna eat fresh?
This is an easy one. I just had Subway yesterday, and it was killer, and it's always killer. I love it. Even if I get the most basic things, don't care. It's an S tier. It's an S tier for me.
S tier, really?
It's S tier always.
Wow.
I like it. Depending on what you get, I guess it's one of the more healthy alternatives.
Sure.
Because especially for me, I usually get like a turkey breast sandwich. Sometimes I even just go with 6-inch. I'm like, that's enough sometimes.
Yeah.
And yesterday I got a rotisserie chicken sub. That's
pretty good.
First time I ever got. It was good. It was really good.
Good.
And back in my wicked days, I would go with the chicken bacon ranch.
Yeah.
If what I remember, that thing was balling. It was really good.
It was. It's horrible for you.
Oh yeah.
But-
I know. And I even used to get some Phillies there that were really good.
Yeah.
And you know what? Their cookies are so good.
They
so
are.
excellent. You know
Cookies
what?
are the best.
And then they got the Sun Chips that you can pick up. And as we all know,
Sun Chips is the best.
Sun Chips are my favorite chips. It's S tier.
Sun Chips are the best.
It's S tier by default because something else had to be S tier. No, I do really like Subway, and sometimes I'll forget that we have a Subway just right near Wendy's. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna spice it up a little bit and get Subway today. and I can have it my way. I can put whatever I want on that sandwich. I usually go with like Chipotle sauce. Their Chipotle is excellent.
Yeah.
Their jalapenos are lethal sometimes. I don't recommend the jalapeno sometimes, but yeah, S tier for me.
Subway is B tier for me.
Oh, Joshua.
Hold on, now let me explain why. The
same tier as
I've been burned by Subway a few times. Okay,
I've been burned by every place.
I've been burned by Subway a few times, and some I got to be in the mood for Subway. I really do. And I don't know why. I just there's just sometimes when Subway just does not fulfill what I'm looking for when it comes to food.
Okay.
But I haven't had anything bad there.
I'm sure that there is something bad there.
Sure there is.
I've heard that their tuna isn't good. And I love tuna, but I'm scared to try that.
Listen,
I'm scared to try that.
I do enjoy me a good... I don't eat it very often
tuna.
at all. Like, I may eat a tuna salad sandwich every 2 years.
I might eat once a day.
But I don't know. I just can't bring myself to
I'm not going to try that.
To do it.
Yeah. What's next?
Domino's. So now we are at pizza.
Domino's. So last time I had Domino's was in 2018 when we went to Pittsburgh to watch the band Cursive play. That's the last time.
That's right. We did have Domino's then, didn't we?
And I got
we got those flatbreads.
Yeah. And my experience with Domino's has always been solid. I really wish we had a Domino's here.
The closest one's in Charleston.
Yeah, and that's just not close enough.
That's just not close enough.
And it doesn't seem convenient when you have multiple people with you to get Domino's. But judging by what I've had at Domino's and just judging by what their menu looks like and how they've never let me down with the handful of times I've had it, I have it at A tier.
Okay.
It seems like out of all those fast food pizza, quote unquote pizza places, it's the best.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it's like definitely better than a Pizza Hut or Little Caesars.
It's a B tier for me because I've only had it a handful of times.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's good. The times that we had it was pretty good.
Sandwiches are good. Pizza is good. It's just it seems like they've gotten better through the years, which most places get worse. So.
Now we get into the Mexican territory, Caleb. We are at Chipotle.
Chipotle.
What would you give Chipotle, Caleb?
I've only had Chipotle like twice, and I have Chipotle at C tier.
I have Chipotle also at C.
I have a C tier because there's another place I like a little bit more, and I couldn't put them in the same tier.
Yep.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's fine. It's fine.
Sure.
Neither of the Mexican places are places that I'm going to lean towards. Definitely got me in the mood for it, and this seemed like the lesser of the two for me.
Sure.
Well, it might be the more popular one, but I didn't like it as much as the other place.
Yeah.
CT for you.
C for me as well.
What's
for
the
Chipotle.
other place?
Qdoba.
I like Qdoba.
So
let me see where I have Qdoba on my list.
I have Qdoba at A. I have Qdoba as an A tier.
Yeah, I have it at A tier as well.
Because
Qdoba has never let me down. It's good every
time.
It's good every time I get those.
And you get a lot of food,
I get those
man.
I get the quesadillas.
Yes,
every
and you
time.
get a lot of. Listen, their guacamole, and their sour cream, and their queso is on a whole other level, dude.
Yeah, man, we haven't. We need to get.
We need to go back
soon,
there,
don't we?
Yes,
we used to get it like a lot, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
I introduced my dad to Qdoba one time whenever we were over in Charleston. He was a fan.
Here's the thing about Qdoba. They have something that anyone would want. Yeah. Like it doesn't feel like a Mexican style situation when you walk in. You can get like a bowl or you can get, and I know Chipotle does the same thing, but Qdoba feels like better quality ingredients.
Yeah. And similar to Wendy's, the drink selection, you can get anything.
You can get anything.
Like, you know, and if I ever find myself in this situation, I'm always getting the sugar-free vitamin water every time because not many places offer it. I'm like, I gotta take advantage of
Cherry Mellow Yellow Zero.
I would never.
Sign
that
me
would
up.
Kill
An ice cold mellow yellow.
It would kill me. But yeah, the drink selection. For someone who typically gets water, if I find myself in that situation, I'm like, oh man, a vitamin water. Like those kind of cost a lot. At the store.
They do.
And here it costs the same as everything else. I'm getting that. Okay, what's next?
Sonic.
I've never had Sonic.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
You have had Sonic.
I don't have it on my list because I
just
don't remember it.
Let me tell you
Did
when
we
you
get it at Barbersville.
We got it in Barbersville.
And I don't remember
one of the nights that we recorded there.
I can't, in good faith, put it on any of my tiers.
Listen,
I don't remember.
I'm putting it right in the middle at C tier, and here's why I'm putting it at C. I've only had it once, but those chili cheese tater tots have lived in my psyche rent free since then.
You know,
and I always tell people, get the chili cheese tater tots.
We forgot
Every
something.
time.
We forgot something.
What did we forget?
We forgot something that I think definitely needs to go on here.
What is that?
Because that reminded me of it. We should count this. Sheets.
You're right.
We didn't put sheets.
You're right.
So sheets. Man, there was a time. There was a time where sheets wasn't. Whenever you play in a band and you're out playing shows, sheets is an S tier.
Yeah, sheets
but now
is
for
S.
me,
No,
for me now
it's still S.
For me now it's an A tier. There's just
no way. It's still an S.
It's
still an S.
It's A for me. But the selection is just so.
That's why
it's so grand.
That's the argument that I'm going to make. That's the argument that I'm going to make of why it should be an S tier.
Nobody likes it, but I really, really like the Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce.
This is my reasoning for why it should be an S tier. You can literally get everything on that menu 24 hours a day. If you walk into that place at 12 o'clock at night and you're like, you know what, I think I want a breakfast burrito. I think I'm feeling breakfast. You can get a breakfast burrito at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Their drink selection is out of this world.
Yeah.
It's an S tier. No question.
I have an A because nothing I've got there over the past few years has some of it's actually been kind of bad. But
it has.
From my experience, for all the years that I've been there, it equals out to an A tier for me.
Maybe it was just like when after we had left shows, we were just starving.
There was something magical about it at 1 a.m.
It was, yeah, it was.
Compared to getting it at 8 p.m.
And a lot of the times, too, what was funny is that like all of the bands would like meet up at Sheets at times, too.
Everybody knew.
Yeah, everybody knew.
What's next?
Number 12. I'm saying number 12, but we've completely went off the list when it comes to numbers. Panera Bread.
Okay, we had Panera Bread this past Saturday. It's the first time I've had Panera Bread since 2009.
D.
Where do I have it? Where do I have
D.
Where do I have it? We had it for breakfast the other day, and I got an oatmeal, which is no place has oatmeal, and the oatmeal was good, but it cost a lot of money.
How much was your oatmeal? I was meaning to ask you.
It was like $8.
$8 for that.
I put in a tip, so it ended up being about $10.
Okay, well, it's good that you tipped them.
Yeah.
Always tip your plate. Can I say that just a second?
Panera?
Can I say while you're finding Panera, can I just talk for a minute about the fast food and about places that offer tips and when you go out eat places and things like that? Can I talk just a moment? Sure. Just a moment.
Make it quick.
If you go out to somewhere and you can't tip a server, don't go out to eat. I'm sorry. I hate that. It bugs me.
I agree. I have Panera.
Be curious. Be kind.
Panera at C. I don't have much experience. The oatmeal was good. Cost a little bit. I don't know. A little fancy.
It's a D for me.
C for me.
It's a D for me. And I'll tell you why. Nancy and she got that sausage croissant. I got that Chipotle chicken.
You were singing its praises when you...
It was good.
Okay.
No, it was good. And 2 drinks was $22.
It's a bit much. There's only one other... There
two
might only be
sandwiches
one other place that's more...
And 2 drinks.
Egregious with how much it costs.
$22. I said kiss every inch. Yeah.
Okay.
Paid it. Wasn't worth it. It's overpriced hospital food, and I still say that.
I agree that it's a little overpriced. What's next?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Even though I like Domino's more, I'm still putting Pizza Hut in the A tier. Because even though the pizza, out of maybe every pizza place, it hurts me the most. Yeah, actually, unless I get the thin crust pizza, which doesn't hurt me at all. But if you get the big thick pizzas, like, man, this is gonna affect me for a few days. Pizza Hut is usually really, really good. But I prefer Domino's. But I think that they're both A tier.
Pizza Hut is in a C for me.
Really?
It is. Honestly, it's a toss up between.
But their wings are so good, though.
Well.
The wings
we'll get to wings in just a few minutes because actually I believe our Pizza Hut does Wingstop wings.
They do. Well, yeah, isn't that
right? That's what I'm saying.
I count it.
So
does that not count?
I don't count that as Pizza Hut though. I count that as a completely separate thing.
Does Pizza Hut not have their own wings?
I don't think so.
I'm putting them together.
I don't.
It elevates it for me.
I don't.
But I like the pizza and I like the breadsticks.
I don't.
I like everything there. I just like Domino's a little bit more.
To me, Pizza Hut is like the only thing to me that's lower than Pizza Hut is Little Caesars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Pizza Hut is probably one of my least favorite pizza places.
You know what? I'm moving it down. I'm moving it down to B tier. I'm gonna have a lot in B tier, but I'm moving it down.
That's okay. Because to me, it just I feel like you say it's just bready. It's just so much bread
That's why
at
I
some
go
of
with,
them.
dude. Nobody ever does it, but I fully recommend the thin crust pizza. It's just better.
Yeah.
You'll feel better about yourself after eating it too. So
I just never think. I think part of it too is I never think about it either about Pizza Hut.
sometimes my mom sometimes my family will leave church on a Sunday like, hey Caleb, we're gonna go eat Pizza Hut. You want to come with us? And I'll be like, yeah, and I'll eat it. And sometimes I'll regret it because it makes me feel bad.
Right.
Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, this was really good.
Well, we won't talk about how sick some people get at Pizza Hut. You know.
What's next?
Whatever number, whoever's keeping count at home.
Next?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
KFC.
KFC gets a B tier from me.
I'm never excited about KFC.
Me either.
Sometimes I forget that it exists. I don't like eating fried chicken. It makes me feel like makes me
it's
feel
so
bad.
greasy.
And I was
So
kind of let
greasy.
down. I was really excited for their wraps. And while they're okay, they're nothing special. They're just especially the spicy one. Really, it kind of hurt me honestly. I put it at C tier. I don't have much passion for KFC. But if someone has it, I'll be like, I'll eat it. It's not bad. It's not terrible.
I think the chicken sandwich. Listen, okay. So we were talking about fries earlier. KFC's fries are probably, if we're just ranking them on fries, they'd be S tier.
Sure.
They're so good. They are so.
I'd say A tier.
good.
There's another place with much better fries. There's one other place with much better fries than KFC.
You might be right.
There's
And I think I
one
know
place
what you're
that,
talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
if that's all they sold was fries at this one place, they'd be higher ranked. For me.
Okay. So, but I would put KFC in an S tier if it was just based on fries alone.
Okay.
But
But there's
we're
other
not.
stuff.
But we're not.
So it's C tier for me.
So it's a B tier for me. The popcorn chicken was really good. Now they've gotten rid of the popcorn chicken, and now they have nuggets. You know what? KFC's a C tier. It's a C tier, just for that reason.
Dude, I just never think about it. And there's one right here with us. And
Yep.
I just never.
Yep.
I've had it like once or twice in the past year and a half. So
Speaking of chicken,
what's next?
Popeyes.
Popeyes. So I've only had Popeyes once, and it was in 2009 in Cincinnati. From what I remember, my experience was quite good. Yeah, it was like I longed for that. I longed for that experience because there's not one in West Virginia, and this is I'm going off of strict hype. And the things that I see from Popeye and what I see Rhett and Link talk about on their show on Good Mythical Morning, the things that I see, Popeyes, by all definition to me, has to be an S tier. It just has to be because
You're putting Popeyes in an S tier.
It's the one restaurant that I see where I'm like, more than any other restaurant, more than any other fast food place, I wish we had one in West Virginia.
Oh, I agree.
Like I just
agree.
do because
The chicken sandwich, man, is out of this world.
I feel like
It's out of this world. Good.
if it was around, this is just judging off of speculation what I feel like because I really can't rank it properly here because I've only had it the one time. But I remember liking it, and everything that I see and what I hear from people seems like an S tier. So by that, it's my last S tier.
It's your last S tier?
Yeah, I only have 3 S tiers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, moving on from Popeyes.
What did you
I
give
gave
it?
it an A. I gave it an A.
Okay.
Just based on the few times that I've had it, it was really good.
Okay.
So good. Arby's.
Arby's is an A tier for me. Arby's, while a little bit pricier than some of your other local fast food places that you'll go to, it is a little more quote unquote gourmet-ish to some extent.
Sure.
Their chicken sandwiches are really good. The roast beef sandwiches are really good. The Reuben is really good. Everything that I've had there is really good.
The turkey sandwich?
Everything's there is good. Like, no doubt. I really like Arby's. I just had the other day. Can't even remember what I got. I got the fish. Now, the fish sandwich I had the other day sucked.
No.
It tasted like fish. It almost tasted like school lunch fish sticks.
Oh, no.
But other than that,
Yeah.
everything else. And I got the crinkle fries, which are not very good either. But the curly fries
The curly fries.
are very good. They're one of the best ones. So I have it on A tier. I don't get it that often because it's so like pricey.
Right.
But man, those hero sandwiches
Yep.
or whatever are really good. Everything there for the most part is really good.
Listen, I'm giving it an S tier.
I hear you.
That's an S tier
It's
for
good.
me. Roast, like you said, everything there is like curly fries are good. You can get well, I don't know if you still can, but you used to be able to get hash browns, like full blown
Really?
hash browns. Yeah, they're potato cakes is what they call them.
Okay.
But they're like little triangular hash browns, mozzarella sticks,
They had jalapeno
loaded
poppers,
curly
too.
fries. Yeah,
I don't
jalapeno
know if they have
poppers.
many more, but they did.
But like even their appetizers, you could buy like 2 of the appetizers
sliders?
and make
Remember
them.
those sliders?
Yes,
They
they
still
still
have
make the sliders.
Those are good. Yeah.
Dude, their buffalo chicken sandwich is stupid good.
The slider?
Just in general,
They have a buffalo chicken sandwich?
they used to.
Okay.
Do they still not?
Do they have a lot? I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
true.
Their bakery is good
That's
too.
why it's an S.
It's good.
Get the pecan sticky bun.
It's very good,
Oh
man.
my god,
It's
dude!
very good.
It's S. It's an S tier.
It's great.
I don't know how you don't have it as an S tier.
I just don't.
I just
I
don't,
don't
have
get-
it.
I don't
I
get
don't
it.
know how you do not
I
have
don't
it
get
as an
enough.
S.
I don't get enough, and I feel like there's no way it's as good as Popeyes.
It doesn't have to be better than Popeyes. It can be just as good. That's
No.
what an S tier means.
No, I can only have a few S tier.
Oh God, Jesus!
You only-
Here we go.
You can only have a few A pluses in the bundle.
Well, speaking of an A plus, Little Caesars.
Oh God, Little Caesars. That is. You know, I said that Chick-fil-A was my bottom one. I lied. It's Little Caesars. Little Caesars is a D tier at the very. You know what? I almost put Little Caesars at F tier, but it's, man. If someone has a box of Little Caesars around, I need something to eat. I'm gonna eat it. But it's never good. It's just it's the worst fast food pizza place.
It is.
Bar none. Never
is.
had their wings. Don't care. Not gonna give it a chance. They've ruined.
The wings are terrible.
They've ruined their shot.
are terrible.
People are like, but Caleb, they're crazy bread. Ain't that good? It's just not. People will tell me that, and I'm like, how is this in any realm of reality anywhere
Okay.
as good as a breadstick from Pizza Hut?
Okay.
It's not.
Okay. Here's my argument for Little Caesars. Okay.
No.
It's a D for me. It's a D.
It's a D for me, too.
But here's my argument for it. Okay. The stuffed crust pizza.
It's the best thing there.
The stuffed crust pizza, just the crust part,
It's good.
with the buffalo ranch sauce, is so it's so good.
But you know what?
So good.
The stuffed crust part of the pizza in school lunch food is also kind of good. So
You know
what? So like, I just think anything stuffed crust is usually going to be kind of good.
I would take the stuffed crust from Little Caesars before I would take it from Pizza Hut.
Now here's
I
the thing.
would.
Most times I'm just not going to get that because it just seems wildly unhealthy when you're already eating something that's.
You don't need breadsticks if you got stuffed crust.
Listen, most times
Just saying.
Most times I'm just not going to eat breadsticks at all.
Well, you're
Call me
insane.
crazy.
You're insane.
Breadsticks and French fries. I'm like, leave those
You
out.
are insane.
Leave those out. What's
Insane.
next?
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen is a C for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's A for me.
Really?
And I don't eat ice cream. Just don't. I don't do it. But the times that we've gotten Dairy Queen over the years, it's exciting for me. I like their chicken. Listen, their chicken tenders with gravy is the best chicken tenders you can get, I think.
Here's I had something the other day at Dairy Queen the last time we went to St. Albans. I got this sandwich, and it was supposed to be a ranch burger. Okay,
It's a mistake
Now
right
that-
there.
Well, hold on. I expected okay, so there's a recipe that you can do that's like you put ranch packets and you mix it in with your hamburger meat and you cook it. Kind of enhances the flavor. That's not what this was. That's what I thought it was. It's not what this was.
Ranch burger. You expect it to have like a lasso and a cowboy hat on?
Exactly. What they did is they took 2 meat patties with cheese, and they put ranch sauce on, like full-blown ranch on top of all the condiments and stuff, like the lettuce and all that. Fine. No big deal. They put honey barbecue sauce on the bottom bun.
Uh-huh.
It was horrendous. It was so bad.
Here's your first
How
mistake.
did that get past
Here's your
product
first
testing?
mistake. Here's your first mistake. Getting any sort of souped up burger at any of these places is always a mistake. You need to.
I don't know about that.
I think when it comes to burgers,
I don't know about that.
when it comes to burgers at fast food joints, they're already lacking to begin with. So just go with some basic stuff.
Okay.
Just go with the basic thing.
I'll counter your point
Let's hear
with that bourbon bacon sandwich from Wendy's.
See, I won't even get that. That's just. It seems like a bit much.
See, but that's the thing though. I'm all about trying a novelty at least once.
I'm not big into the messy fast food thing.
Well, this was a mess and it was terrible.
I'm sure it was, but
so that's why
everything else
Dairy.
that I've had. I usually get Dairy Queen about once every year or so. And it's always good. Their chicken sandwiches are really good. Their fries are good too.
Oh yeah, the fries are good.
And what I've had the ice cream wise, which I don't actively seek out to get anymore, but the ice cream stuff that I've had there has always been good. So it's A tier for me. See, Dairy Queen's definitely the least of the A tier so far for me. Because I'm just not that big of a I'm not that passionate about any of these places other than Wendy's. So like by default, it's kind of at A tier just because every time I go there, I'm like, man, I kind of wish we had one of these in Logan.
Yeah.
So, and I know we have a local place like Dairy. What's it called? Dairy Delight.
Dairy Delight, yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
So still pretty good, but not the same.
I was looking at one here, and I had Zaxby's on here.
I've never had it.
I've had Zaxby's once. It would get a B if we were going to rank it. I'm just going to take it off there. If you have a Zaxby's around you, let us know how you feel about it.
Never had it.
But Zaxby's is gone.
Okay.
Gone.
Okay.
Next one is Panda Express. Have you ever had Panda Express?
Never.
I've had Panda Express a few times.
Chinese food?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They're chow mein and orange chicken. That's all you gotta have.
Really?
It's a B tier.
B tier?
The orange chicken is so good.
B tier.
So good.
Panda Express.
B for Panda Express.
What's next?
So next is our kind of local regional establishment, Giovanni's.
Giovanni's is A tier.
It's an A tier for me as well.
Giovanni's, I don't know how many Giovanni's there are in the world, but I'm thankful that we got a couple of them.
There's quite a lot, actually.
Good.
Shockingly.
Good.
There's quite a bit of Giovanni's around.
It's good. It's,
it's the Italian place to be.
It's better than Pizza Hut. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like the pizza more than pizza. If I go to Giovanni's, I'm not going to get pizza. I know that's some people's thing. Mm-hmm. I'm getting the sandwich selection. Their salads are huge, but the sandwich selection is incredible. Whether you get a Philly, a chicken sandwich, or like a turkey sub or whatever, it's all just really good. Their combo breadsticks. Right.
Yeah. Or one of their ham wedges. So
yeah,
good.
Those are good too.
God, so good.
It's just good. It's a good place.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep.
It's a good family place to eat on a Sunday after worship after Sunday worship.
Let me tell you one place that's not a good place to eat.
Let's hear it.
I will say this until the day that I die.
Oh no.
Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Terrible.
Let's see hold on now. Let's see where I have Papa John's.
It's a D.
Interesting.
For me.
I had Papa John's.
Papa John's.
I had Papa John's at C.
You had it at a C?
Yeah, I got a C.
I
got it at C because it's... Man, we had a Papa John's here growing up.
And it was terrible.
And I disagree.
I did not like it.
I like that pizza way more than Little Caesars. And yet it's still not top. It's not top notch.
No.
It's definitely C. I haven't had it in so long. But I remember liking it. We used to get it at like church youth group functions. And I have fond memories. They had like the garlic sauce that came with it. I kind of liked it. But haven't had it since... I literally have not had it since I was a teenager, probably. So... I don't know. That's probably it. When you're a teenager, everything kind of seems a little bit better than what it is, and it's probably not that good.
It's a D for me.
There's some good Shaq commercials with Papa John's. That's about it. Okay, what's
the
next?
official spokesperson.
What is next?
I have a place called Whataburger. I don't know if you've ate Whataburger before.
Never had.
So when we went to that gaming convention in Tennessee, that is all that we ate was Whataburger. So we had Whataburger like 3 times. I had this avocado patty melt situation. God, it was so good.
Good.
It's a B. It's a B.
B tier?
Whataburger's a B. Probably
a higher B tier than McDonald's.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Honestly, Whataburger might be it inches
Almost
to an A.
Yeah.
It's almost an A. If they had the drink selection like Qdoba does,
yeah,
be an A.
Yeah.
Be an A, no question.
All right.
So Wingstop.
Is that the place that's with Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't properly judge. What did I have Pizza Hut at? B tier?
You had Pizza Hut at B. Or you had Pizza Hut at B. I had Pizza Hut at C.
I mean, I'm just going Wingstop with Pizza Hut, so I'm going B.
Okay. I'm going to give Wingstop an actual B, though, because I prefer the wings at Pizza Hut than the pizza itself. So Wingstop gets a B for me when it comes to wings.
Yeah. I'm putting the two together just because it's all I know.
Sure.
I just know those two together, so putting them both at B.
Caleb, buddy, we are at one burger chain.
Let's hear it.
That we've had some good times, bad times. You know, we've had our share. And that
let me guess.
Is what?
Five Guys.
No.
Oh man, really?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Hardee's.
Yeah, Hardee's. Yeah. Hardee's.
Everything's made fresh at Hardee's because you have to wait for so freaking long.
Everything, man. Hardee's is they just go above and beyond. Everything there is just like huge. I put Hardee's at a C.
I put Hardee's at a D.
I put it at C because I've had some really, really good stuff at Hardee's. Some of the burgers is just too extreme.
And some of them are flavorless.
Talk about overload of just random stuff. But I'm telling you,
the monster burger.
The one thing that keeps it, which we don't have a Hardee's around they just closed the one in Chapmanville, which is about 15, 20 miles from where we live. Is there still one in Man?
No, I think they closed it too.
So there's no Hardee's in the county now.
I don't think so.
We don't have access to Hardee's anymore, but there's one thing that keeps it at the C tier and doesn't bring it down to a D tier. They had the best
chicken tenders.
No, they had the best chicken biscuits.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the chicken biscuit.
I would, whenever I worked in Chapmanville in the mornings, I would get that chicken biscuit. I was like, this is better than Tudor's chicken biscuits. And
how dare you, sir?
That chicken biscuit. Listen, if I was just judging by that chicken biscuit, it'd be A or S. So, but there's other stuff there that makes it a C. So
Hardee's always made me violently ill when I had it too.
I get that.
So I couldn't. But the chicken tenders were good.
What's next?
Chicken tenders were good. Geno's.
Ooh, Geno's.
Geno's Pizza.
Geno's is I actually have Geno's, which is sort of like regional kind of also. I have Geno's, while an A tier for me, I like it more than Giovanni's.
Okay.
Because I do think that Geno's has the best pizza around the year. I mean, I guess out of everything on here, I think Geno's has the best pizza.
Okay.
And I actually like their sandwiches more than Giovanni's. I know it's a really small establishment. You can't even, the one here, you can't even eat inside of it.
Yeah, you have to pretty much get it and leave,
really like, during the pandemic, whenever we were ordering out, I'll be like, trust me, Geno's over Giovanni's. Let's get those, because they had a chicken Philly that was just exquisite. And their pizza, while extremely greasy, it is very, very good. Really like it. It reminds me of old sports games, because that's what they'd sell at the concessions, is the Geno's.
At ASW, get your Geno's pizza.
Good, very greasy. I actively kind of don't eat it ever, but if someone has it, I'm like, oh man, the memories, this is so good. So it's an A tier for me.
Geno's for me is a B, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm just starting to get back into eating Geno's a little bit. So it may get higher moving forward, but right now it's sitting in a nice little B spot. I haven't had anything there that I didn't like, so But sometimes I feel their sauce is a little too sweet. But other than that, so it's B tier for me.
Okay.
Caleb, Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's.
We're back into the sub battle.
Man, I've only had Jimmy John's maybe once or twice, and out of the few sub places that I can remember, it's my least favorite. I have it at B tier.
Right. Okay.
I did like it, but I like Subway more, and there's another place that I like more. So
well, I gave Jimmy John's a C. It's okay.
Yeah.
Here's what Jimmy John's doesn't have going for it that Subway.
You know
does.
what? Me too. I'm putting a C and also.
Here's the problem with Jimmy John's. I'm not a really huge fan of cold sandwiches.
Yeah.
And if I want a cold sandwich, I'll just make a sandwich at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where Subway kind of takes over Jimmy John's.
I think Subway's better.
And that's the main thing that knocks it into a C tier and under Subway for me. All right, Caleb. Charlie's steak sandwiches.
Now that's the place at the
Town
mall. Center Mall.
Yes.
So yeah, I've liked it every single time.
Yep.
I usually get a chicken Philly. I love it. I've gravitated to a chicken Philly over the actual steak Philly, which used to be my favorite food. Now I gravitate more towards the chicken. And Charlie's has been really good every single time. I didn't realize I had it this high on mine, but I guess I'm going all in. From what my experience with it, I view it as an A.
I would give it an A as well.
Yeah,
I would definitely give it an A.
What's that place called? Charlie's what?
Charlie's Steak Sandwiches.
Charlie's
Steak Sandwiches. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't had a bad experience there. It's been really good every single time. It's probably, out of all the places at the mall in Charleston, I'd choose that one over all those places. Yeah.
Now we're getting ready to get into some very, very, very controversial territory.
Let's do it.
Five Guys.
Five Guys. Okay, Five Guys. Five Guys, by all definition, is good. It tastes good. I've never had anything there that tastes bad. I think that they have the best French fries.
Okay.
No doubt.
Okay.
If they were just like Five Guys Fries was the name of their place, they'd be an S tier. But they're not. And they also charge an astronomical amount of money per burger. And it just goes up and up. What does it cost? I paid like $14 for a burger.
Yeah.
A burger. That's not with the fries and the drink. So whenever you leave out of there, one single meal is going to cost $20 plus. And that's just too much. That is just too much. And you know what? It ain't good enough. It's not
good enough to constitute a $20.
It's not good enough. And if I was just talking food and what it actually tastes like, it'd be like a B or an A tier. But because of the how they're tricking everyone. They're just like, you know, you got to pay it's worth it. It's the quality of the food. I'm like, no, it ain't. It's a C tier.
You got to pay the troll toll.
It's a C tier, Five Guys. Sorry. Like, you screwed yourself by making everything cost so much. If everything cost $5 less, you'd be a B or an A tier probably, because the fries are that good.
Right.
You could just get a bucket of fries, and they don't cost as much as the burgers.
I agree.
Man, they cost so much.
Yeah. Five Guys for me, it's a C tier as well. It's like you can literally go to some place at like a nice like sit down restaurant and pay $22 for a burger that is even bigger than what you get at Five Guys, and honestly, it's gonna taste better too.
I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna pay. I don't want to pay $2 for any burger.
Well, I don't either. I don't either.
I don't want to pay $10 or more. Anything over $10 for a burger anywhere. If I see that, I'm like, I'm going to get something else.
Yeah.
Because it ain't worth it for me. And Five Guys screwed themselves with that, and it's almost criminal, their prices. It's outrageous. Everybody that I've talked to feels exactly... There's not one person that says, oh, I think their prices are reasonable. You're a crazy person if you think that. Their prices are not reasonable. They're the definition of unreasonable. What's next?
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's. So that's... my second favorite of the sub places. I give it a B. B tier. It's better than Jimmy John's, I believe, but also just not as good as Subway.
Yeah, I would give it a B tier as well. The few times that I've had it, it's definitely not better than Subway, and definitely way better than Jimmy John's.
Better than Jimmy John's, yeah.
All right, so the Battle of the Wings again. Buffalo Wild Wings, Caleb.
You know, I haven't had wings there in so long. But if we're judging strictly by what that is, and the fast food element is the wings, I put Buffalo Wild Wings at a B tier. I put it at
B tier.
Yeah, I put it at B tier.
Okay.
Wings are good. I don't know. Haven't had it in a long time. So I don't have much to go by.
Okay.
But where I have it in my ranking seems like it would be at a B tier.
Sure.
It's good.
So I am putting Buffalo Wild Wings at a B as well. And the reason why I'm putting it at a B is that when I go to Buffalo Wild Wings or to our other place that we're talking about here in a little bit, Quaker Steak, I will order only 2 or 3 different kinds of sauces. I'm not one of those people that's like, I gotta try a new sauce every time I go in. Yeah. And for Buffalo Wild Wings, it's Asian Zing. Okay? Asian Zing ain't nearly as good as Tire Cracker. I'm sorry.
Sure.
It's not as good. So Buffalo Wild Wings gets a B for me, just based on the sauce alone. However, their cheese curds are pretty good. I'll say that much. Bojangles, Caleb.
Bojangles. We had a Bojangles.
We used to have we had a Bojangles, and then it closed. We're not sure why.
I feel like their chicken biscuit was pretty good.
Their chicken biscuit was pretty good. And so were those fries, dude.
But
those fries were good.
But because Bojangles just seems to not be in existence anywhere,
I still think there's a Bojangles in Huntington, I think.
And just how unhyped I was about it as an establishment, how it just actively didn't seek it out whenever we were around, despite me feeling like it was pretty good. I put it at C tier.
It's a B tier for me.
Okay.
It's B because those chicken biscuits and those fries were amazing.
Yeah, I mean the seasoning on the fries were good. It's just, I don't know. I guess it just wasn't a very successful place.
Yeah.
And,
which is sad. I hate to see anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back to donuts.
Are we?
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme. I don't care about Krispy Kreme necessarily. People like to sell their Krispy Kreme donuts to us every year around here. I don't even know where there is a Krispy Kreme donuts.
Charleston.
Is there
Canal
one?
City, yes.
They sell food there.
Sure.
Other than donuts.
I have no idea. I'm basing it solely on donuts.
Krispy Kreme, is the cream spelled with a K?
Yes, cream is spelled with a K.
I put it at C tier. Don't care.
It's a B tier for me just based on donuts, but Dunkin' Donuts is substantially better.
Just like donuts, I'm just like, whatever. Show me a good cookie. Won't you do that,
No.
Dunkin' Donuts?
No.
I prefer a cookie.
No.
I just do.
Screw you.
Sorry.
You don't get your cookie.
Sure.
Take your cookie. I stole your cookie.
What's next?
Oh, you tossed your cookie. Steak and Shake.
Ooh, fond memories of Steak and Shake.
There is lots of fond memories in some
Where
of
do I
these,
have
which we could talk about.
Steak and Shake. Okay.
Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. You know what? Due to nostalgia, even though one time I ate there and got ketchup all over myself by accident. I don't know if you were there for that.
I don't think so.
One time I did my one magic trick at a Steak and Shake. Whenever we were at basketball camp in a place called Georgetown, Kentucky, and I did that magic trick for a bunch of teenagers and some coaches, and they didn't know what had just happened. They're like, "Oh my, that was the best time I'd ever performed it." So I have fond memories of Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
They're like, "Caleb, what did you just do?" I'm like, "Man, that was the best time I've ever done that. Like, I really nailed that magic trick." But the food is very affordable.
Sure.
And it's always good. You know, I gotta support it. Love the old 50s style cafe.
Yeah.
Love
the
it.
aesthetic is really nice.
Have fond memories of us eating there after like recording in Barbersville. I give it an A tier.
Okay.
It is delivered. I hear their milkshakes are good. Not a big milkshake guy.
They're good. They're good.
But their burgers are solid and their little teeny little fries. You know what? They're good.
Little shoestring taties.
Give it an A for what it is.
I'm going to give it an A as well. I think it's honestly the best local burger place that we have.
Probably.
I think it's the best.
They might have the best, yeah.
If we had a Whataburger nearby, probably Whataburger would get that. But
I just think it's cool. Steak and Shake's cool.
Steak and Shake's cool.
It's
It's
cool.
a whole aesthetic.
It's got a cool name.
Yeah. It's just the whole overall feeling in
it's
that
cool.
place is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Caleb. Qdoba.
We did Qdoba, dude.
We did do Qdoba?
Yeah, I gave it an A tier.
We did give it an A tier. Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Marco's Pizza. You ever had Marco's
I don't know
Pizza?
what on earth that is.
Marco's Pizza's in Charleston.
Never had it.
Well, it's very good.
Never had
It's a B. So it's a B. I won't even get
Pizza
into it
is
since
pizza.
Pizza is that is a lie. That is a lie.
I know it is. As I was saying, like, this is a lie.
Baskin Robbins.
I don't have much experience. I can't in good faith rank it. Anywhere.
Okay.
I went to a Baskin Robbins in Huntington a couple years back because we were visiting my sister while she was in college, and I went there just to see if they had anything other than ice cream. They didn't. I was like,
It's Baskin Robbins.
Like, oh man, I wonder if they have any cookies in here or something, like cookie ice creams. I'm like, no, it was literally just ice cream. I was like, this isn't my thing. I don't really eat ice cream, so I've had Baskin Robbins.
Sure.
I swear to you, it was the 90s. Last time I had Baskin Robbins in Myrtle Beach or something. So I can't rank it.
Okay.
Back in the days when you're a kid, when you love ice cream, everything's S tier. So it's like,
I'll give Baskin Robbins a B. I'll give it a B.
Okay.
I'll give it a B. White Castle.
I know a lot of people are really crazy about White Castle.
White Castle to me is the equivalent of Chick-fil-A. I think it's overrated as crap. I think it's so overrated.
Given how I just cannot eat onions.
Okay.
I put it at D tier because I will never eat there again.
Okay.
I won't eat there because their burgers have the onions in them, and I can't be like,
Well,
hey,
you can get something other than the burgers. They have
fries
chicken
are-
sandwiches and things.
nope, just going by this. Let me have this. Let me have this moment.
Okay.
I'm putting a White Castle at D tier.
Yep.
That's not to say I haven't had good memories of eating at White Castle, like whenever I'm in like Ohio, but just judging who I am as a person now, nah, I'm not gonna eat those little crappy little burgers you can buy at Walmart and heat up. And I've done that before too. I bought the ones that you can heat up, and I'm like,
It's a D tier for me too. I just think it's terribly
these
overrated.
little burgers that are like they're made from like Hawaiian rolls, but not as good.
These little sliders are so good.
No, they're not.
They're not. You're lying to
you're
yourself.
fooling yourself, guy. Okay.
Tudor's Biscuit World.
Tudors.
Now, for anybody that is listening abroad that doesn't know what Tudor's Biscuit World is, Tudor's Biscuit World is a place that you can get breakfast all day, and you can get lunch and dinner options, but they're only open till about 7 p.m. That's pretty much it.
Tudors is, for what it is and what they have to offer breakfast-wise, lunch-wise, dinner-wise, it's an A tier.
It's an A tier.
It's
Absolutely.
an A tier. I've never had anything that isn't that good, and I know I said earlier that the chicken biscuit I had at Hardee's was better. That You know what? That's not me talking smack about Tudors.
Sure.
'Cause their biscuits are big and
They
they're
are.
good.
Yep.
And they make a killer grilled chicken sandwich. I know that's something that probably some people don't actively seek out there, but it is so they toast the bread a little bit. It's
Let
really
me tell you
good.
something. Before you could, when you could eat onions, those fully loaded burritos, breakfast burritos.
I don't know if I've ever had one. I don't think I've
man.
ever had the breakfast burritos.
Man,
there, but I assume
they're
they're
up there.
good. I
They're
assume
so
they're
good. Of course, you don't necessarily have to get it fully loaded when you can get it with sausage, egg, blah. But
Tudors is good. And so
Duke biscuits, man, that's an A plus. It makes it an A. It's the best breakfast place, no question, no question. Just the Duke biscuits, man.
is that at Tudors?
That's a Tudors.
Okay.
It's
probably
bacon.
have.
It's bacon, egg, cheese, and hash brown on top of it.
I think I've had that
So
before.
good.
Yeah, that is good.
So
yeah.
good. All right, we got 2 left.
2, is that right?
2 left. Quaker steak.
Quaker steak.
Now, if anybody again that is abroad that doesn't know what Quaker steak is, it is like it's a wing place, but they have a whole bunch of other stuff as well. But we're basing
going
it
by
solely
what I'm
on
going
wings.
by, I'm going by wings, and I'm putting it right there with Buffalo Wild Wings at B tier. I'm not a big wing night guy. One time I had wing night at Quaker Steak, and luckily my stomach is just not the same as it was anymore. My stomach's better actually, because I got sick like 15 minutes into it. I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I don't know what's happening. That would never happen to me
Too much
now.
grease.
My digestion is just much better now. But
It's all that tea you drink, man.
but onions have been my
downfall.
my undoing since. But yeah, I don't love going there. But you know what? I've had some really good wings there. Like the Arizona Ranch wings, or I've always really liked. That's right. That's what those are called.
Yep.
Really like those. I have it right there with the other wing places, Wingstop and Buffalo Wild Wings. They're all B tier because they're all solid at what they do. And I don't necessarily like any of them more than the other.
I'm giving Quaker Steak an A tier just because of the memories I've had with it, and it holds a little bit of a nostalgia.
Yeah.
I guess you could call it nostalgia. But that Tower Cracker sauce, man, it's everything. It's everything. All right, Caleb. Last but not least, Cookout.
Out.
Saving the best for last. Let's put it that way. It's definitely not the best. But,
It's very affordable.
it's very affordable.
Very
but
affordable.
let me tell you something. Here's the thing. Cookout is an A.
You think it is?
Let me tell you why Cookout's an A. Okay, this is why Cookout's an A for me.
Talk me into it.
Cookout is an A for me because it's not your run of the mill place as far as what you get.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to a place and you order something, you're guaranteed one of two things. You're guaranteed a burger or some sort of sandwich, a fry, side, and a drink. Cookout, you don't have to have that. You're not confined to this norm of what it is. You can have
a lot.
You can have a sandwich, and then your sides can be cheese curds, chicken nuggets, French fries, onion rings. The list goes on and on and on. Tater tots, on and on and on and on and on of what you can possibly have. Your drink selections, you can have a drink, you can have a soft drink, you can have water, you can have tea, you can have coffee, you can have juice, you can have a milkshake, you can have a slushie. You're not confined to one particular set of rules at Cookout. That's why it gets an A from me. That's because you literally can do anything at Cookout.
Yeah, I mean, when you go up to the
and it's affordable.
When you go up to the menu at the drive-thru, it is overwhelming.
It is
Looking at
overwhelming.
all, it's a lot.
It
but
is.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, because they have a little bit of everything.
I've only had it a handful of times when I'm in like Huntington, West Virginia, and it's cheap and very good. Yeah, I'll go up to A tier. I had it at B, but I'll go up to A tier.
Yeah,
because I think it is better than some of these B tier places. So yeah, that was the last one.
That's it. That's it.
We sure that was the last one?
I'm pretty sure. That was the last one on my list.
Let me scope through. Yeah, I don't see any other ones here that we didn't talk about.
Woo!
Yeah, we did it.
We did a
That's
bunch.
the tier.
Wow. Woo! I'm out of breath, and I'm hungry. And I'm hungry.
Lord.
I'm hungry now. I'm not hungry at all. But
Five Guys got me heated.
Five Guys got me heated. Talking about Subway, Morgan Wallen.
How many S tiers did you have?
I think I had 3.
I had 3.
I think I had 3. I had
one was a reach for me.
Let's see. I had Dunkin', Arby's, and Wendy's. That was my 3 S's. You had Wendy's,
Subway, and Popeyes.
Popeyes. Yeah.
That was a reach, but I feel
okay.
In my heart,
it's all right.
It's an S tier.
It's okay.
It has to be.
It's okay.
I'll be disappointed if it comes here and I don't feel that way.
Little did you know that Popeyes is actually opening in Charleston in the next year or 10.
Is that yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, Caleb, that is our tier ranking of our 50-some, I think it was about 50 when it was all said and done, restaurants. Do you want to pick for next week?
Yeah.
Pick for next week!
Let's pick.
See what we've got. You better pick something good. God, you better pick something good.
I agree. It better be good.
Better be good.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me
Seems like
something
everything in here is good. So we'll see.
What do we have?
Oh, man. I was just thinking about this last week. I was like, I hope we pull this. I guess we're doing a Billy Joel song ranking.
Okay.
It says Billy Joel, but I think it's what we decided.
Yeah, that's what we decided. We were going to do
We weren't going to do a draft. We were going to do an actual, our individual rankings.
Our individual, top
So it'll be
10s.
Similar, but we're not doing tier. It'll be similar to what we did this week, but it's not a tier. It's 1 through
1 through 10. 1 through 10.
1 through 10.
1 through 10.
1 through 10, because I'm not that knowledgeable of Billy Joel, but the stuff I love.
Yeah.
It's some of my favorite stuff.
Sure.
That's cool. I was just thinking about this. I was like, oh man, I hope we pull out that Billy Joel.
I guess I'm gonna have to start really getting into Billy Joel and start listening to a lot here.
Hey, I don't mind to manipulate my Spotify stats for Billy Joel.
Hey, that's okay.
A little bit. I'm cool.
That's all right.
Hey, put on that.
We like us some Billy Joel.
52nd Street on.
Hey, those
Stranger.
Yeah, the Stranger, 52nd Street, Glass Houses. Yeah. I like some 80s Joel too.
I was going through like my top 100 albums, and The Stranger and 52nd Street are both in my top 100 albums of all time. So I think they're both nearly perfect albums.
I think The Stranger is a perfect album.
Might be.
I swear I think
I might like some of the songs on 52nd Street more, but I think song for song
as a collective album.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next week. I
don't want to name the songs
today.
It's
not spoil. Caleb, where can people find us?
I can find us by typing in Chat from a Hat on Facebook if you want to follow us on there. Same thing with Instagram and Twitter. And, of course, you can listen to us wherever you stream podcasts, because that's where you're going to listen to us right now. And if you want to contact us, you can contact us at chatfromahatcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, so subscribe, tell your friends, share the episodes, go listen to some past episodes if you haven't. Leave reviews. Let us know how we're doing. The more reviews that you leave, the more it moves us up the food chain on all of the podcast sites, and the more people get to hear us. It helps us out, and it helps you out getting a better product and a better show. Caleb, anything you want to leave anybody with?
Absolutely not.
Okay, delete it all. I'm Josh Brown.
And I'm Caleb Luther.
And we will talk to you next week ranking Billy Joel.